committees. I see Mr. Fidler out there.
Good evening. Alan Fidler, Chairman, Newtown Township Planning Commission, here to give you a brief synopsis of our July 17, 2018 meeting. At the request of administration and the Board of Supervisors, we had a land development conceptual sketch plan presentation by Mr. Van Leuveney, representing Provco Pinewood Acquisitions, Newtown Bypass, and Lower Silver Lake Road. This was a sketch plan for the proposed food market WaWa with fuel canopy. This was an informal conceptual presentation to hear the presentation that was offered to and provide a response as to the viability, support, or lack thereof of this particular concept plan. There was no action taken other than for Planning Commission members to ask questions of the applicant, to offer comments, concerns, and ask questions. Some of the items discussed were traffic patterns, intersection improvements, pedestrian safety, and the possibility of future development along the bypass. Other issues discussed were the effect on neighboring communities, signage, streetscape views, site lighting, and site elevation. Each of the Planning Commission members in attendance were asked for their response regarding the sketch plan application after having their questions addressed. The informal consensus of the Commission that they felt they were not in favor of this particular use at this site. That concludes my report. If you have any questions, I know John and Linda were in attendance. Thank you for your participation. We did allow public comment. Many of the comments that were made were similar to those that you heard at your work session from residents in the community. So,
We have a couple questions for you, Alan. It's always mentioned about future development along the bypass. And, you know, everybody throws out that we don't want to be Ben Salem, we want to be Route 1. But I mean, looking at what's available as far as parcels on the bypass, one, Newtown Township owns the largest parcel, 18 acres, which is Silver Lake Park. 3.9 is a little parcel owned by the Crossing Community Church. And 9.7 is a combination of where WaWa wants to go in the property next to it, which is the high tension wires and so on. In your opinion, where's Route 1 or Ben Salem?
I didn't offer that opinion. However, I think there was some question regarding redevelopment of existing frontage along the bypass. Now, whether that frontage is in the LI or the OR district, it may preclude that use not being permitted in that area of the bypass. So that was, some of the comments were regarding the fact that, you know, the nose of the camel under the tent, and down the road things change, but that's the way progress is made.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just find that when people start using that scare tactic, maybe they have to be educated in what's along that bypass. And I mean, the other two parcels I've seen develop are the NAC across the street, and the bank and the real estate, which are right up on Route 1, and plus the old Brandywine building, which is again sitting right there on the bypass. So I mean, when that's brought up, I mean, I find it kind of insulting that people say this when there aren't that many parcels available on that bypass that can be developed, and by no way looking like Route 1 or Ben Salem. And I'm not insulting Ben Salem or Route 1. I'm just saying, I just find that disingenuous when that is brought up.
I think the comment that I referred to was not shared by a number of the members of the commission. It was presented as a person's perspective on it. Much of the discussion revolved around the impact of traffic, pedestrian safety, truck traffic, the mechanics of how the intersection would work to not the detriment of the community. So we did look at several items, but again, that emotional part of preservation of the vistas of the bypass is commonly thrown out by some people in the community. So again, I think we're all waiting to see, and maybe the board has already seen the proposed draft ordinance that would create this use, E25, in the jointure. Maybe the concerns will be addressed in the ordinance as being prepared by, the applicant's counsel and tweaked by, the township and the jointure if this is going to move forward. So,
Okay.
all right.
I guess we'll leave it at that.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Alan.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.